Everybody, and welcome back to Trekyards. Sorry to disrupt your day, but I'm Captain Foley.
It's okay, it's set on stunned, so you're stunned at our amazing videos. Klingon Disruptors. This is a thing that I noticed a link to JJ, but I want to give a full discussion today because it is quite a surreal thing to see and really is the very first of its kind since the licenses and all the things changed for 2009. This is a new era where things can all be in the same screen and canon. Give us the brief, Stuart, because it's pretty cool.
Well, in episode 2, Envoys of Lower Decks, we get a shot of a Klingon market, and they actually stop in front of a weapons dealer. And you can see quite clearly TOS era Klingon disruptors. We got the JJ style ones. We even have ones from Star Trek 3. All on the wall and looking and being represented exactly visually as they should be, even though it's a background piece. Crystal clear, great detail. It looks fantastic. Yeah. A lot of times animated stuff in the background, not so much attention to detail, just a quickly drawn thing just to get the shape right. This is actually quite amazing. Yeah, we should talk about it and point it out because this is one of the things that Lower Decks is doing well. They're representing canon, visual things that came before, and they have attention to detail in that regard, and I really appreciate that. It feels like Star Trek again.
Mm-hmm. You know? And this is an unnecessary sequence, but they wanted to earn brownie points and have fun with it. You know, we do highlight this in the episode, but I was expecting a scene that she talked to the owner of the guns and, have some sort of cool moment, but it is just a background piece. And the fact that we see several hundred years worth of technology here, well, hey, I guess it's like going to a weapon fair. You can get vintage flintlock pistols. I guess that would come under the TOS. It's like, hey, still functional. A laser is a laser is a laser or phaser, but the new ones have even more stun power. They can kill even killier. It's true though. It's the same effective, surely. Anyway, but yeah, having the the top one, which is a Star Trek 3 redress of a Star Trek 1, seen in their holster in the first scene, the one that was a mold of a M16, one of those old guns, and converted, and the holster was just a piece of plastic, the handle, really weird piece of history, fully there, and then the JJ weapon, which was definitely surprising. And it does blend in, especially compared to the TOS. You don't think much of it. But yeah, here's a picture of Zoe Saldana holding it. And those are in the JJ timeline, Kelvin timeline. Not the same license, but obviously now they all own... It's all under one licensee. So this is the very first time we've seen JJ and directly TOS. This isn't, JJ plus Discovery updated TOS. This is actually JJ with actual TOS. That's a first.
And one of the things I've always enjoyed the look of the original TOS disruptors. I think they look really cool, and they're actually quite comfortable. And Samuel and myself were in Ticonderoga. We actually bumped into somebody who came up to us and said, "Trekyards, do you want to see something? Come to my car." And it's okay, sure. Go back, and he has an original hero prop of a Klingon disruptor from TOS that was previously owned by Matt Jeffries, and that he bought at auction, and it was like $35,000. We got to hold it, get photos of it. We filmed a little segment with it, which actually hasn't been released yet, but that's okay. It was amazing to hold it. Like, it had a good weight. It was very comfortable in the hand, and so I never thought that I'd be able to actually hold something like that or see something like that in person. So that was absolutely amazing. Thomas Maroney, who works on Star Trek Online, was there with us as well, and he got to take a look at it as well. So it was actually quite a special moment, something that I'll never forget. And then to see it represented here, it's like, oh yeah, that's all those memories kind of fled back. So,
and the only thing that would have been better, and this is, because I'm looking at pictures of the Disruptors, is that there's two main versions of the TNG/movies. One was just under the Star Trek 3 one, because that was a redress before they became like heroes. They were in holsters and such. But when you had Krug and stuff, they would give it their own new design. And there was the Beaky and the I can't remember the other one's called, but they had two designs, and one had a lip, which broke in holsters almost every time. So they redesigned it. So, for a much neater version. But they've got the TNG version here. It would have been kind of cool if one was one version, one was the other. It's literally just the front bit to change. And that would have been oh my god, even more attention to detail. Not knocking them, I'm just saying they got so close. There's two there. But hey, it's still the TNG version. But what's funny to me, besides the JJ melding of universes, because they are different universes, if you look to the right of the JJ and the TOS, I mean, that is the Orville phaser, disruptor, pulse weapon, but with the addition of a little stabby thing at the bottom, a la JJ. I mean, the grip's the same, the main body's the same. It is a good 85% the same, and yet it fits in so well with the JJ one. I absolutely think that was an intentional reference because, I mean, why not? It blends in so well. How many CBS people are going to say, they watch Orville, you know what I mean? They're not going to, oh my god, that's the Orville phaser. It's like, wow, ballsy. I love it.
And yeah, there's even a batleth dealer to the left of that shop, and then the other side there's armor, the traditional Klingon armor. You got the belts, the gauntlets, the belt buckles, and real attention to detail.
I wonder if that implies that we're going to see this sort of garb again. I mean, for a good graphics artist, these things are minutes to hours. You know what I mean? They're not, especially if you have, I mean, because they're so accurate, you've got a stock footage of it, a stock picture of it, you just draw, there's no invention here, you just redraw it. So, it for a professional artist, not as long as it could take. So not necessarily going to come back, but I wonder if there's some implication we might come back to this place, or we might see more Klingons again, because again, all these things have been drawn, or 3D modeled in some way, however exactly the process is, for this sort of style. I wonder if that, because there's so much attention to detail here, or they just knew this would be a shot that would be scrutinized, because at the end of the day, now we're in a world where you freeze, look, and a shot like this, people like us, the analytical guys, are going to really dive into it, and we're giving them free press right now, aren't we? Because one guy might have spent 7 hours extra to make this a little bit more fancy. Maybe it originally had it was just weapons. He said, oh no, I'm going to draw them all, and he was like, really? He's like, yeah, I'll just do it every afternoon. It's like, oh, okay, and hands it back. It's like, oh damn. It's like, I know, right? And then we suddenly, talk about it and they get good press. I mean, how many videos are there, top 10 Easter eggs in, they're almost feeding content. I'm sure Rick and Morty does that a lot. It's like, how many Easter eggs can they force in because they know people are going to look for them? And this is definitely feels that sort of wow, cool, good job, guys.
Yeah. No, I do hope we see these kind of things again, considering that they have been put in this one so perfectly, and I think that's a distinct possibility, because as we know, every episode's going to have multiple Easter eggs and things going on. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more of this kind of thing. So
they also said that he wants to use the mic for the creator and whatnot. He wants to use a lot of the classic tropes, his favorite tropes. I'm sure we're going to get time travel at one point, and what better way of signifying to the fans that Star Trek is actually back on the right course would be to actually utilize the TOS era, actually have them go back in time and see TOS, and it'd be correct. Well, Klingons, or even just raiders, and they have a TOS disruptor, whatever. Time travel, I'm sure, will be in one episode, and these are going to be really confused by it. But I can imagine them doing a TOS episode and do it right. And I mean, you could easily do, as we've said, some clever hybrid. Maybe they go back to TOS, and then you see a Discovery Prize flying by, and they're like, "Oh, look at that old tech." They could hang on to it. They could say silly things or whatever. There's things you could do that really sort of bring it all together. This is the only show that can kind of do that, because you can be silly with it. Hence Orville Disruptor. But yeah, Klingon Disruptor's done right. Really would be very hard to do better. And an era where the Klingon weapons have been god awful. I mean, did you see the hand weapons and the batleth? I mean, beautiful pieces of art.
And he's talking about Discovery here, folks. The batleth is not user-friendly. Just saying. Let us know down in the comments section, guys, what you think about these. Did you notice them? Are you impressed by them? Now that you've taken a closer look. I mean, I was super impressed when I first saw them, and I first saw them the first viewing. I was like, oh my god, that's cool. That's what I'm looking for in this show. So let us know in the comments down below what you guys think. Don't forget to hit like if you like this video, and also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the cool stuff we do, because we do lots of cool stuff all the time. Also, make sure that the bell notification is set to all so you don't miss any of that cool stuff. We got lives, we got things like that, and Samuel's going to tell you about that right now.
Yeah, lives are great. You join in, you talk to us. We do all sorts of reviews, but really, It's also those small videos because not everyone has 2 hours to watch, and that's fine. But those that do have a lot of time, editors and such, can just watch them and enjoy. It'll be part of the bouncy communities. Join into those, super chat, become part of the channel membership. Really, really important. Or watch the small videos. We cover as many topics as we can about these new content. The new content of Trek, both Discovery, Picard, and obviously now Lower Decks. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys, and 21 weeks more of this. Oh, God. Tune in, enjoy, and Patreon support us more directly, because we do need funds to do this. And if a very small number of you do give, that could be you, or you. Just saying, it lets us do it for all the rest of you. Huzzah. Or one-time donation at trekyards@hotmail.com. That does help too. Or like I said, Super Chat is a really great way, because we have to read out the comment. We want to read out the comment. And you can really have your voice heard in some very specific topics. What do you think? What do you not like? You can create some interesting debates, and often you see things we don't see. That is brilliant.
Yeah. Or you have answers to questions where we're like, what was the name of that thing in that episode? And everybody fills it in, which is very helpful. And one of the things we don't really mention very often, join the channel at the rank of Commander, Captain, or Admiral as well. It's a fun way to participate in the lives and get some cool stuff and, get attention because your name stands out in a chat. So anyway, guys, that's it for now. So like I said, sorry for disrupting your day. And it feels like you wanted to jump in there with something.
Well, I was going to say glory to you and your Disruptors.
That was stunning.
I really killed it, didn't I? I really just...
You did. I think it's time for you as an editor to hit the disintegration button and have this fade to black or something. Can you do that? Is there a disintegration option on your editing software?